and I know you're a very nice person. I know you're a very nice person. Because you want to be nice, let's say that, oh, who are we going to now allow at the end of what happens? And I think this is going to be my last, my next line of thought. Employees need to understand that these are tough times for the employers. Employees need to know that employers, because I have said it on this call last month, that in the next 2 months maximum, employers will have to face the reality of having to increase salaries. There are no two ways about it. By whatever amount. So what is your CEO going through right now? The least you can do is to be productive on your end to support the business to navigate these difficult times. And I think that's the way I would end. I hope it answers your question.
Yeah, Mr. Goldfire, if it answers your question, please put a yes. Just type a yes on the chat box. And okay, so we're very sorry right now because of time. We're not going to be taking any more questions. Kindly just put in the chat box whatever you want to ask, and if there's time before we start, Jem Bola, my question before all the night other questions start coming up. We beyond cost reduction, sir, what are other strategies, or better still, approaches that businesses should apply now?
I think one of the approach that organizations can look at is, how can I earn in dollars?
Wonderful. How can you earn in dollars?
Earn in dollars.
Whatever you're doing very nice, locally. That
because knowing good. Knowing that now still climb to 1,000, maybe 1,200, it means that even if you double your hustle and you achieve 25% more revenue than you were doing before, you just have achieved the level of your productivity of yesterday. So knowing that, the only way to navigate that difficult curve and create more value without having to do far more than what you're doing is just, okay, let's even talk about retaining value to earn in dollars. And buy in Naira. Earn in dollars, but you buy in Naira. So meaning just by doing that, by whatever amount the dollar goes up against the dollar, you're already making that differential. So it's important that, CEOs who are on this call are thinking very critically, how can I offer my services across the border? In Europe, in the UK, in the US. That's one of the strategies. Number two strategy, I will just, and that's what Mr. Theo already pulled me into, is to look at, productivity. How can we boost productivity? I sincerely believe that before making the decision to say, oh, exit or not exit, you must take a look at productivity. Don't just, exit people. I think that it may not be the best. Give people an opportunity to prove themselves, but you must base it on productivity. And you must take a hard look at the numbers. And if you're an organization here and you're not documenting numbers, it's a bad time for you, because then you cannot even say who is productive and who is not. You now have to rely on gut feelings. Now I have to think about who I like, who I do not like, who greets me in the morning, who does not. Just look at the numbers. Take a hard look at the numbers and look at how exactly you can bolster productivity. And I think lastly, organizations need to enter crisis mode. Many organizations are still when COVID came, all of us entered crisis mode. There was an urgency of now. I think many companies are relaxed. They don't know that there is fire on the mountain. And you need to enter into that mode where everybody is knowing that, There's fire on the mountain. What do we need to do to stay afloat? Because like I said, again and again, the next 3 months are going to be critical for the sustenance of businesses.
Thank you, Mr. Jembola. Well, the insights and these strategies you give, well, out of this world. Really, that one of earning in dollar. Our business leaders really needs to start thinking of how to earn in dollars. Okay,
Absolutely.
so quickly,
and I don't believe that there is any business you're doing that you cannot think about earning dollar. Even if it is not immediately, start the process of building the process to ensure that if this ever happens again, you will not be in that position.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Theophilus referenced the place of training. I think was it Mr. Theophilus or the one that gave comment before Mr. Theophilus. So I want you to speak to it because it's actually what we do here. So what is the place of training and enabling your team at this current point in time for businesses? Could you please speak to it?
Fantastic question. I think right now, like I said, you must look for creative ways to bolster the employee productivity. So many organizations would need to sit down, and I do not think there's a one size fits all, solution in that regard. Every organization needs to sit down. If a remote work approach works for you, you need to look at it. If it doesn't, maybe based on your employee kind, you need to look at it. If there is a way for you to reduce cost of transport for your employees who are coming to work so that they can come to work better refreshed, you may need to look at it. Maybe employees come from very distant places, and so before they get to work, they will have to take a 1 hour rest before they can start work. And so the best hours of their day are spent in traffic. You need to really take a look at what exactly is eating up the productivity of your team and fix some of them. That's what you need to do right now. And how do you set people up to be the very best version of themselves at what they do? Training enablement right now. This is the time when CEOs need to get in front of their people. Training in a very hands-on way, especially if you're an SME leader. Training your team members in a very hands-on way about how they can replicate the level of your own productivity. This is that time. You don't just imagine that people will continue to do their job. You need to get into the trenches with people so that you can just, even if it is by 10%, if you raise the productivity of people, if you are a CEO that is very good at making sales, for example, and maybe your people are performing at 60% of their capacity, this is the time for you to bring them into your inner strategies that you use to close sales, so that they can move from that 60% to 70 to 75. This is not the time to just shout and say, oh, you're not doing your work. You're not doing your work. Ask the employee, how can I support you right now to do more than this? Don't forget that we have said that whoever is not productive at some point, as a way of staying competitive, you may have to, let them go. However, before doing that, you must provide them an opportunity to prove themselves. And that is really critical. Provide them enablement, provide them support, provide them trainings. And don't just think of trainings in terms of, oh, let's get an external person, let's get a training company, and please, we are happy to support you to train your people. I mean, that's what we do for a living, right? We're happy to train your people, whether it is in sales, whether it's in customer service, whether it's in route to market and go-to-market strategy. We're happy to do that. But I'm saying that even if you do not want to take that route, you can achieve that by right in class. Make it experiential. If it's about selling, let them do it. Correct them. Spend some time with them. I think those are ways by which you can enable people and set them up for better performance at this time. Trainings, enablements, tools, technologies at very minimal cost. That's been the overriding principle
All
I
right.
think we need to begin to round off also.
Okay, so in case if you have questions, please, if you're not ready to earn in dollars, please don't drop any question on the chat box. But if you are, kindly drop questions. We need just 5 questions that we're going to be taking before we go. So, Mr. Jembola, I know you say I'm troublesome, but I'm just going to ask you this last one. This one is actually the one that you've shed the light already. You've already said what you want to say, but I just want you to make it very clear. From an employee perspective, how are there any other are there things employees needs to know? You understand? Like, are there things that they need to understand right now? I know you've hammered quite on that, but I need you to just drive it on a little.
I think that employers, owe employees openness, honest conversation and communication about the challenges of this time. And I think employers do that, like Mr. Theophilus did mention, communicate very honestly. And I think employees also need to show some level of understanding for this very difficult times, because it's going to get a little worse before it gets better. So employees need to show understanding, and the best way to show that understanding, honestly, is to do your job and be more productive, so that the organization can make more money, and it may be easier to navigate this difficult bend. All right. But if that does not happen, then the employer will not, because if the organization makes, let's say, 25% more than they were making, even though cost has gone up, then you are able to still absorb everybody and look for a way to continue to navigate until things get better. But a situation where, sales goes down by, say, 50%, by 40%, there's no other way. Like Mr. Theophilus has said, now have to, in a very dramatic manner, downsize. That may not be the best approach. So employees need to know that this is the time to not just expect empathy from employers, which is important. Employers should show empathy to employees, but employees need right now to also show empathy to employers. I mean, I was at a conversation this afternoon at the Lagos Business School, and interesting conversation. And one of the guys that spoke, Kola, said that if you see a founder right now, if you see a CEO right now, give them a hug. Give them a hug, because it's a difficult time for them, right? So that's it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. T to the H to the E to the O. Mr. Theophilus, you have been raising your hands. Let me just see if I can give you one more chance. Sir, please, let's take Mr. Theophilus for the last time.
Well, while we're waiting for him, I should say that if you are here, you need very innovative, creative support system to navigate these times, or you're looking for a partner that can help you aggressively grow your sales and revenue. Because that's another way to navigate this bend. We're that partner. We're happy to support your revenue ambitions from a perspective of whether consulting, whether building processes and systems for you that can help you.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if you could. Okay, well, thank you again for the for these pointers you've shared with us. The only thing I'll just say is that if we could creatively, like you rightly said, training is very, very key. In fact, as you are having this course, I'm actually typing and sending to all our WhatsApp groups and things that we've shared here today. Because I don't know if all the other people on the chat are business owners, but I will say something. There's a big problem that I think training can help, and that is this lackadaisical attitude of the average Nigerian. I hope that this change, or these price levels, or this problem we're facing now, have been carrying along, and the baggages we've all been carrying along as the people, as Nigerians. Frankly, honestly, I don't see suffering. I just see discipline. That is what when I talk to my colleagues, I said, I do not see us suffering, but I see us getting disciplined. So instead of letting your people feel they are suffering, tell them they are being disciplined. So if we have discipline, reduce what you don't need, take your eyes off those excess things that we normally do and just, you buy 500 naira recharge card and you use 300 naira to do Instagram and watching funny skits on your phone. So who are you supporting? So the only last thing I wanted to share was that please, if you could put together maybe a kind of course, something trim, something where maybe a survivor, something for the SME manager. As what you've just done coming, but please just also consider, say one price for us, please. Because we need to support you. At least to say thank you for what you've done today.
Hold on.
Just something to just keep their brain aligned. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Theophilus. Okay, so as I can see that people are not ready to earn in dollars because I'm actually not seeing questions. All right, so that is actually going to be for today. I'll let
I think there is still one more question, which BJ has already talked on. Please, BJ, I want you to really speak more on partnership, because in this part of the world, business leaders, they really like going it solo or being a lone ranger. And really, I see many business who will want to go that route, like we already as hinting, may close down. So please really give our audience some more innovative ways they can think about partnership and maybe give typical examples of partnerships. We already have one which we are offering them, training, of course. So you could speak to more. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, David. I believe very strongly that organizations need to partner. There's another person raising their hands, Jackson Louis. I think we'll just take that last person and then please.
All right,
I believe very
Jackson
strongly
Louis,
in partnerships.
let's have you.
Sorry, let me just finish with this thought.
All
I believe
right,
very strongly that partnerships is the way to go if you want to reduce cost. Why do you have to, if there's another company that already has a lot of extensive operations in the north and you are in the south, why do you have to set up all the infrastructure? And they may not be in the south. There may be a lot in the north. So why do you need to, because you want to grow to the north, why do you need to now set up exactly all of the operational infrastructure that you have set up in Lagos in the north? You may need to look at how can we partner with other people who already have those kind of infrastructure. Give them support as partner in the south, and they give us support as partner in the north, right? One thing that many organizations are stopping right now is doing all things by themselves. Even some of the big corporates are no longer doing their own logistics. They're outsourcing their logistics and getting partners, right? Some of the biggest banks are getting training partners outside of themselves. So partnership is super important, and partnership in all sense of it. So I encourage partnership.
Thank you so much. So Jackson Lewis, please, can we have you just enable Jackson so that we just bring it to a close quickly?
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Jackson,
Yes, good evening, everybody. This Ruby, I sincerely appreciate this training. For me, I don't know how to express it because I've been looking at this long before now. I think partnering with you guys with Sales Ruby will go a long way to help our business, most especially my business. One thing that I want to sincerely appeal to Sales Ruby is, can you provide a platform where by the upcoming businesses can actually partner with you in a lesser amount? As in, what I mean by that, as in bringing down your cost in such a way that the upcoming business can always partner with you. Because personally, I want to partner with Sales Ruby. I've been watching your videos. I've been seeing what you've been doing all over the world, all the testimonies. And to be honest with you, I really want to partner with you. So is there any way you can, and apart from being partnering with you, I want to have you as my business coach, my business mentor, because I know it's a journey that only one person cannot go through successfully. I need to lean on somebody so that when I have issues, I know who to ask. I know how to navigate out, because I have to sincerely lean on somebody who have walked the road I'm about to walk or the road I'm already on. So my question is, if it's not a question, it's an appeal. It's essentially an appeal that how can you help the upcoming business?
Mr. Jackson Lois,
So,
you can speak to any of
yes, sir.
Any of my, you can send an email to sales@salesruby, training@salesruby, or
Okay.
there's a phone number of one of our colleagues being dropped there. You can call them, and then we can speak after that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So
How
we're
do I
happy
get
to
the
support
number?
businesses.
Okay.
Ayo will drop a number now. Ayo, please drop your number.
Okay.
So we're happy to support businesses. That's what we do. That's the reason why we're doing this. I mean, yes, we promote some of our stuff here, but if you have looked at our webinar, you'll see that we're more focused on giving incredible value and insights to help businesses save themselves from the impending danger than just about selling some of our stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're happy to go on that journey.
All right.
Thank you.
Sir.
It has been a very fantastic. Yeah, that's the number that I am supposed to just dropped. And anybody for that matter can call us if you have special propositions or conversations for us, whether to your team, whether to help you build your team, whether to help you create the right culture within your system, whether to help you support you in developing a framework for your sales. Those are the kind of things that we do. Full-fledged management consulting practice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is a fair place to leave it today, and we're about drawing the curtain. We want to thank you all our distinguished guests and audiences, business leaders. One thing we want to assure you that tough times do not last, but tough people do. Yeah. So thank you so much. And we want to say a big thank you to our lead consultant for always being our guest panelist and giving so much insight to our audience. So we love you so much. God bless you. Thank you, everyone. Wherever you tune in from, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right now, and my team will get in touch with you. You have an opportunity to meet with me, and we'll help you dissect exactly what the problem is in your sales system. See you.
What type of report is this? 2 whole months. No opportunities generated, no new prospects, no deals closed. Are you salespeople at all? Come on, get out of them.
Imagine having a head of sales or a CEO that is this worked up because of the poor performance of his or our salespeople. Imagine having a CEO that is this frustrated because the salespeople are not meeting the expectations that have been set for them. I bet shouting does not increase sales performance. Banging the tables does not. What does? Processes, systems, structures. Do you have a documented sales system that enables the performance of your salespeople? Do you have a guide that enables them to handle objections appropriately? Do you have the right frameworks that helps you to know who is doing their work and who is not? A very detailed reporting guide, whether it's a CRM, whether it's a documentation. Do you have a structure enabling them to negotiate and win deals, to make presentations? If you don't, I guarantee you, many of your salespeople will underperform. Are you looking to solve this problem? We can help with it. My team will share with you how exactly we can help you solve the problem of poor sales structure and poor sales processes to enable and set up your team for exceptional performance in H2. Click on the link below right now and my team will get in touch with you. You have an opportunity to meet with me and we will help you dissect exactly what the problem is in your sales system. See you.
What type of report is this? 2 whole months, no opportunities generated, no new prospects, no deals closed. Are you salespeople at all? Come on, get out of there.
Imagine having a head of sales or a CEO that is this worked up because of the poor performance of his or our salespeople. Imagine having a CEO that is this frustrated because the salespeople are not meeting the expectations that have been set for them. I bet shouting does not increase sales performance. Banging the tables does not. What does? Processes, systems, structures. Do you have a documented sales system that enables the performance of your salespeople? Do you have a guide that enables them to handle objections appropriately? Do you have the right frameworks that helps you to know who is doing their work and who is not? A very detailed reporting guide, whether it's a CRM, whether it's a documentation. Do you have a structure enabling them to negotiate and win deals, to make presentations? If you don't, I guarantee you, many of your salespeople will underperform. Are you looking to solve this problem? We can help with this. My team will share with you how exactly we can help you solve the problem of poor sales structure and poor sales processes to enable and set up your team for exceptional performance in H2. Click on the link below right now and my team will get in touch with you. You have an opportunity to meet with me and we will help you dissect exactly what the problem is in your sales system. See you.
What type of report is this? 2 whole months, no opportunities generated, no new prospects,